Not every rapper is built for respect, and in hip-hop, that respect can disappear overnight. From Ice Spice to Meek Mill, here are 6 rappers the hip-hop community doesn't respect like they used to, starting with Kanye West. After releasing his 4th studio album, 808s and Heartbreak, in 2008, it broke genre norms and influenced rappers like Drake and Travis Scott. The album was greatly praised by one fan, saying, "808s is one of the greatest and most revolutionary albums in hip-hop." But Kanye would later run into an incident in 2009 during the MTV Video Music Awards, where he interrupted Taylor Swift's acceptance speech.
Yo, Taylor. I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
After the incident, he faced backlash from his own fans, commenting, "I get that we're all fans here, but let's not play dumb. This was an absolute dick move." He humiliated Taylor, he humiliated Beyonce, and then made the entire night about himself. We can enjoy Kanye all we want, but let's not embrace his holier-than-thou attitude. Not only did he face backlash from fans, but even Eminem called him out. He shouldn't have done that. I mean, she's a little girl. The music world took that as a one-off incident, but things started to take a turn again in 2016 when Kanye dropped the song Famous, where he took a shot at Taylor Swift with the line, "I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. I made that bitch famous." And to make matters worse, the music video for the song showed naked wax figures of celebrities like Rihanna and even Taylor Swift herself lying in bed next to Kanye. The video drew a lot of attention, racking up over 700,000 dislikes, almost as many as its 800,000 likes, and fans described it as something a killer would make, and by far the creepiest Kanye has ever done. Kanye would later hit a breaking point. In 2018, he appeared on TMZ and made some controversial comments about slavery, which would quickly backfire.
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all?
The internet was quick to criticize him, and even celebrities like sports commentator Stephen A. Smith spoke out about the controversy.
Ignorant thing that I've ever heard come out of the mouth of an African American. It is disgraceful. It is abhorrent. It's repulsive. It's an insult to our ancestors. What this man said, to imply, to state matter-of-factly that ancestors who were raped, maimed, murdered.
Meanwhile, fans were divided. Some were outraged, saying, Kanye lives a life of comfort and luxury. For him to talk about slavery as a choice is a joke and an affront to anyone who has ever suffered in bondage. While others came to his defense, arguing, he never said slavery was a choice. There wouldn't have been so much media gaslighting if they just kept playing the rest of that clip. It's obvious what he was trying to say. But just when people thought Kanye couldn't get more outrageous, things took an even darker turn in October 2022 when he tweeted, "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people." Kanye doubled down further 2 months later in an interview with radio host Alex Jones, where he shared a highly disturbing opinion.
That's right, you're not Hitler, you're not a Nazi, you don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table.
After praising Adolf Hitler, along with the anti-Semitic remarks, the downfall came quickly and fans couldn't believe it's over. The dude is completely done. What a way to have an amazing career and literally light it on fire because you couldn't deal with your issues. I'm convinced this dude is straight off his rocker and needs some help from real friends and family. Soon after, rapper Pusha T stepped down as president of Kanye's label, Good Music, officially ending their working relationship. He later stated that Kanye's views were nothing to tap dance around. However, this only caused Kanye to double down. In February 2025, he went on a barrage of of hateful tweets mentioning Hitler and attacking Jewish people. After the series of tweets, rapper Ty Dolla $ign, who had recently collaborated with Kanye on the album Vultures, shared on his Instagram story, "I do not condone any form of hate speech towards anybody," and even removed mentions of Kanye and their album from his bio. As months went on, Kanye's antics showed no signs of stopping. In May 2025, he dropped his most controversial song yet, Heil Hitler, which has since been banned on every major streaming platform. And later, fans just couldn't take him seriously anymore. Many felt disappointed by his recent actions. "This is fucking awful and laughably bad. I can't believe a day and age came where I'm skipping a full Kanye album, yet here we are. I'm so ashamed this is on the discography of my favorite artist. Seems more and more like a traumatic brain injury the more this goes on. Kanye was once a beloved and highly regarded rapper, but now his image is overshadowed by constant controversy, costing him the reputation and respect he once had. While Kanye's actions led him down a self-destructive path, this next rapper isn't exactly everyone's favorite. Ice Spice took the world by storm when she dropped Munch in 2022 and marked her steady rise to stardom with the help of viral TikToks and a collaboration with Pink Pantheris on Boy's a Liar Part 2 in 2023, which drew a lot of attention, gaining over 250 million views on YouTube and cementing her place as one of the most talked about new artists in the scene. Later in 2024, she released her debut album Y2K, featuring more famous artists like Travis Scott and UK rapper Central C, but the project ended up selling only 28,000 equivalent units in its first week, with Ice Spice celebrating on Twitter, "Thank you to everyone who supported me then, and thank you to all the new supporters." However, the album proved disappointing to some, drawing criticism from the hip-hop community for its lack of depth. On top of that, some critics started to wonder, how does Ice Spice get away with being so terrible? Her music is awful and sounds the same in every aspect. Same beat, same flow, she even reuses bars in damn near every single song. Ice Spice is talentless and boring. Monotone rap flow, twerking as often as she breathes. How is she even famous? But before 2024 ended, she released the deluxe version of her album, adding a few new tracks to the list. However, it didn't do much to change the overall reception, selling a shockingly low 4.8k units in its first week, only making her reputation worse than it already was. After the release, hip-hop fans kept clowning her lyrics, especially for how often she uses poop references. "I'm his poopy, but I never smelt." Why does she insist on making bars about farts and shits? All I begged for was no more poop lyrics, but Ice can't go a couple songs without rapping about shit, as well as received criticism from rap podcasts that downplayed her talent.
And I think people are interested in her and like they like looking at her. Like I said, she knows how to look at the camera. She's going to be good for maybe advertising and pushing products, but people aren't interested in music like that. And it's just, you can only, for a lack of a better term, shake ass, but for so much. Because at the same time, everybody's shaking ass right now. That doesn't make you special.
Ice Spice had a strong start to her career, but over time, many in the rap community have begun to question her talent. But Tyler, the Creator, on the other hand, has always had a bit of a complicated reputation within the industry. Tyler, who is often known for his edgy persona and shock value lyrics, dropped a track called Yonkers in 2010, which gained massive attention for its eerie beat and shocking lyrics, including a line where he threatened to stab Bruno Mars in his goddamn esophagus. And his gruesome lyrics only continued when he dropped Tron Cat in 2011, with mentions of raping a pregnant woman. Tyler would later be dissed by fellow rapper Hopsin on the track Ill Mind of Hopsin 4, where Hopsin took aim at both his edgy music and appearance.
What's up with Tyler Creator, man? Well, you went really hard on him, man. And the Odd Future, what's your problem with them?
I just don't like what they're doing, man. For one, it's way too much negativity for me. And I know, like, I got some pretty wild shit too, but I actually have a real message behind mine, and it seems like I've taken a listen. You know, I've listened for a few months, and
After the diss, Tyler later responded through a comment saying, "Yeah, he can rap, but he's one of those underground rappers trying to get a name because they are bitter someone's more successful than them. Plus, I don't really care. I got a boo-boo right now." But years later, Tyler grew from his edgy behavior. In 2017, he released the album Flower Boy, which marked a shift in both his sound and image. The album debuted with 106,000 units sold in its first week, and it features Tyler's biggest song, See You Again, which amassed over 2.3 billion streams since its release. But despite the success of the album, it was later revealed that both Kanye West and Nicki Minaj passed on the opportunity to be featured on his track, I Ain't Got Time. It's clear that Tyler isn't the type of rapper the hip-hop industry wants to work with. But Tyler caught another diss, this time for taking shots at Eminem. Back in 2014, he tweeted, "I love you, Marshall, you are my favorite rapper, but dude, Shady XV is fucking ass." Then again, in November 2017, he tweeted, "Dear God, this song is horrible," referring to Eminem's track Walk on Water. And in 2018, Eminem responded to those tweets by dissing Tyler using a homophobic slur on his track Fall. Tyler later responded through an interview, downplaying the diss, saying, "We were playing Grand Theft Auto when we heard it. We rewound it and shrugged, then kept playing." He made it clear he wasn't interested in escalating things, brushing it off. But for someone like him, it wouldn't be the last time he offended another rap artist. In 2019, he released Igor, which became his first #1 album on the Billboard 200, beating DJ Khaled, who wasn't happy about it and threw shade at Tyler.
I gotta say this too. I make albums so people can play it and you actually hear it. You know, driving your car, you hear another car playing it. You know, go to the barbershop, you hear them playing it. You know, turn the radio on and you hear them playing it. You know, it's playing everywhere. It's called great music. It's called albums that you actually hear the songs. Not no mysterious shit and you never hear it.
Tyler didn't stay silent about Khaled's reactions and addressed it directly during an interview.
Bro, that Khaled thing was like, it was fun. It was just watching a man die inside because the guy that, you know, the weirdo was winning. I was moonwalking in a wig. This nigga had everyone on his album. Everyone. And it's like, oh no. This bridge gonna work.
This situation further shows Tyler's unstable relationship with other figures in the hip-hop world, something that continued in 2024 when he called out Ian, an emerging rapper, for allegedly mocking hip-hop culture.
Now, this white kid, regular like Caucasian man, and he's like mocking Future and Gucci Mane like rap music. And like people are like, this shit hard. It's not even like satire. It's like, I'm just joking, I'm just mocking it. But I'm like, no, you can't.
After making these comments, Columbia Records vice president responded on Instagram, posting a story that said, "I signed Ian and I'm from Atlanta. He sounds nothing like Gucci or Future. It's called influence. I'd never thought I'd see the day where you hate on the youth." Shortly after, Ian fired back with a freestyle in March 2025, addressing Tyler's criticism. Tyler, the creator's standing in the rap community remains divisive. He is respected for his creativity, yet often questioned for his industry relationships. And while Tyler's relevance doesn't always earn him the respect he deserves, this next rapper once had a viral moment. When CJ dropped Whoopty in 2020, it quickly took off, racking up over 400 million views on YouTube and creating viral videos on TikTok. As he gained more popularity, CJ caught the attention of major artists like Cardi B and French Montana.
That's it, okay.
And later dropping an official Whoopty remix with French Montana. But as he tried to move further into the industry, rap fans started describing him as repetitive and unoriginal. The worst thing you can do after releasing a huge breakout hit is to create a whole album of songs trying to sound like that one hit. Just make new songs, please. Loyalty over royalty is devoid of anything interesting. It takes the drill formula and just repeats it over and over, but without personality personality and presence. It even got to a point where people started accusing him as an industry plant because of how fast he was rising without showing much originality. His numbers don't add up, and I still can't understand how Whoopty blew up. It just doesn't sound right. All he did was take a 22 GZ type sound and make it catchy and cliche. No disrespect to him, but something sounds off. The rapper then responded to the industry plant claims.
There's no response. You know what I'm saying? I don't pay that no mind, you know. Everybody got an opinion. You can't satisfy everybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm gonna just keep doing what I do.
But the response didn't help, especially after it came out that CJ had industry connections through his uncle James Cruz, a record executive who was involved with his label. And after that, headlines were branding him as a shameless ripoff and a wannabe drill star, comparing him to Pop Smoke. More accusations later followed, with members of the hip-hop community calling him out for faking mob ties and using gang culture for clout, including being called out by China Mac, a rapper and former gang member.
When you know the gang is saying you're not Whoopty, you just took our shit, and you just fucking like, you know, you're an imposter. You're just faking.
However, by 2023, it was already too late. The hype around CJ had died down. He lost respect from much of the hip-hop community and was ultimately branded as a one-hit wonder. While CJ's spotlight died out, this next rapper's image is nothing short of a meme in the community. Meek Mill was one of the biggest rap stars of the early 2010s, with hit singles like I'm a Boss featuring Rick Ross, which currently sits at over 130 million views on YouTube. Meek was at the top of the game and was held in high regard in the community. He then released another album in June 2015, and it quickly became his first #1 album, even selling 246,000 units in its first week. With hits like Rico featuring Drake, it seemed like Meek was only going up from there. But just a month after the album dropped, Meek shocked fans and the industry when he tweeted, "Stop comparing Drake to me. He doesn't write his own raps, that's why he ain't tweet my album, because we found out." The accusation quickly blew up, and Drake responded with a diss track, Charged Up, and followed it up with Back to Back, igniting one of the most iconic rap beefs of the decade. Meek eventually responded with his track Wanna Know, but it failed to live up to the hype, and by then, the rap community's opinion had already shifted in Drake's favor. In the end, the tweet only backfired, with one user saying, "This gotta be the most regrettable tweet in history," as it turned Meek from one of the most respected rappers in the game to nothing but a joke, fueling memes and Vine edits mocking him. Years after the beef, things only got worse for Mill. He faced some legal troubles that eventually led to a prison sentence. And while he made a return to music, many felt it didn't hit the same, earning only 31,000 units in its debut. However, Mill's reputation grew even more humiliating when a lawsuit against Diddy sparked rumors that he had allegedly engaged in sexual encounters with the rap mogul. It only got worse when a video of him resurfaced in 2024, where Diddy refers to him as Daddy.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
When Diddy said he's putting in that work, he surely didn't mean studio time. While he denied these rumors, he only got clowned further after the rumors surfaced, with people in the hip-hop community saying, "Bro's desperate to prove he didn't f*** Diddy." While Meek Mill is seen entirely as a punchline in the community, Lil Nas X, on the other hand, carried 2019 with the song Old Town Road with Billy Ray Cyrus. It was a viral hit and garnered over 2.5 billion streams thanks to its unique blend of rap and country. Following the massive success of Old Town Road, Lil Nas signed with Columbia Records, but despite this, he faced doubt from audiences, many of whom labeled him a one-hit wonder. But he disproved the narrative by releasing Panini in June 2019 and Rodeo, both reaching over 1 billion streams combined. After the release of both songs, Lil Nas came out as gay on June 30th, 2019 on Twitter. While his coming out gained him support from the LGBT community, it would later backfire when he released the music video for his song Call Me By Your Name. It featured satanic themes, and to make things more controversial, he promoted custom satanic shoes, angering Christian conservatives and a lawsuit from Nike.
Montero, Call Me By Your Name music video, Lil Nas X is doubling down on his demonic imagery with the new Nike release, quote, Satan shoes.
Despite the backlash, Lil Nas X saw this as an opportunity. He began using controversies as a formula to promote his projects, leaning into outrage. In September 2021, he shared a photo of himself appearing pregnant as part of the rollouts for his album Montero, which immediately went viral and stirred up another wave of mixed reactions online, particularly from Boozy Badass, who went on a series of rants aimed at the rapper.
You can let a man be pregnant and it's cool? With all these young boys watching, you can let a man be pregnant?
But this worked in Lil Nas's favor. His strategy paid off when Montero debuted with 126,000 first-week sales and went viral once again with the release of Industry Baby featuring Jack Harlow. Although he's had success throughout his rap career, Lil Nas X himself felt isolated from the hip-hop community. In an interview, he admitted that he doesn't feel respected in hip-hop or many music places in general, suggesting that the rap industry still struggles to fully embrace him, whether because of his image, sexuality, or unconventional rise to fame. Eventually, his formula for success began to wear down. In 2024, Lil Nas attempted another viral moment with the release of J Christ, a track surrounded by religious imagery, but this time it didn't hit the same. Rap fans seemed less intrigued, and the community grew tired of his attention-seeking antics. Tries too hard to be controversial. The constant promotional advertisement is distracting too. He's corny as fuck and just tries too hard to be controversial, and at some point, rappers like Hurricane Chris and Holy Gabbana called him out for being disrespectful.
Man, this dude Lil Nas X, it's the most disrespectful shit I ever seen in my life. I can't even get my fucking words out. Bro, find you something else to play with besides Jesus. If you don't believe in Jesus or none of that, then just don't play with it at all, bro. You ain't gotta believe in it, but don't play with that, bro. Don't play with nobody's religion.
Whether Lil Nas X regards himself as a rapper or not, it's clear that the hip-hop community doesn't seem to see him as one.